One of the best experiences in 3D printing is going out and meeting other like-minded people inside of that space. Whether it's a RatRat festival or a maker fair, you'll be soon embracing the vision of additive manufacturing. Formnext in Germany is probably one of the largest manufacturing 3D printing events in the world, and this will be my third year attending. With 4 huge halls of 3D printing goodness, I would certainly suggest that one year, if you can pop along to see what the industry has to offer, it will be well worth your time. In today's video, we catch up with Nicolas from Polymaker, Matt Denton on his latest and dangerous invention to date, Elegoo's Orange Storm GIGA, Rob from Vision Miner, Rex from TwoTrees, Sonat from RatRig, and finally Ray from Phrozen. Let's get straight on into this one.
You are watching a master at work.
What's going on, friends? Just before I start the video today, I just want to thank everybody that was involved with the content creation in this particular video, and I also want to put a special thank you out to Polymaker, who basically funded this trip, so thank you very much, guys, for that. Links, of course, will always be in the description below, along with my affiliate links, and also, I don't need to ask you, but let's get straight on into this one. Here we go. I'm going to be on this little bit, and you'll be on the tall bit.
Okay, there you go. You gain a little bit, a few centimeters, a few inches, sorry.
Just a bit. Right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Polymaker, Nick specifically from Polymaker in Germany at Formnext. Dude, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I am amazing. In fact, I'm strategically placed next to this ginormous filament, which we did, of course, see last year, which is Luke's master creation.
Yes, which we updated the net weight.
Exactly. Oh my God, yeah, that's incredible. 100 kilos, wow. So Polymaker, from the perspective that I see at the moment, you're absolutely killing it in the marketplace. You are everywhere. Every man, woman and child has some of your filament, is either gifted it, is buying it, is winning it. You've supported me massively over the last 24 months. What's going on with Polymaker right now? What can we expect from Polymaker in the next 12 months, and what do we need to be excited about? You didn't expect this energy, did you? I was just kind of like, yeah, here we go. Rob, it's switching on. Here we go.
Let's go.
Oh my God! Oh, you're in my video. It's cool. Where's the high fives? Where's the high fives? Yeah, there we go. Jesus, what a gate crash that was. Wow.
Okay, that's the booth. That's the booth right there.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. This is the way forward now. We're just going to get. This is what happened yesterday, of course, because Joel was doing a stream, and I kind of did the same thing to him. So, you know, it is what it is.
There you go. That's how it works.
So, anyway, let's get back on topic. What can we expect from Polymaker over the next 12 months? I'm sure there's going to be stuff that's going to be exciting.
We do have a lot of exciting stuff coming. I think I cannot say too much, right?
Yeah.
But I will say this. You know that we had a lot of products coming, right? Yes. This year and last year, if we combine together, I think there's over 240 SKUs. I think that we have released in the last 2 years. So on one side, like you said, it has brought us to a different level, a different scale, right? A lot of people are using our material, but it has also arrived at a point where we are making a lot. Right, a lot of different materials, a lot of different texture, a lot of different colors. So we arrive at a point where we need to restructure a little bit all of this. So we do have something coming along this line, like a portfolio restructuring. There's this coming, and then with that restructuring, obviously we have some pretty crazy material that are coming. Pretty crazy product, I would say. The best one would be like end of next year, I think. There's something huge coming, and I forgot about this. Next quarter, I think we have a product that I don't think anyone is expecting from Polymaker.
Really?
Yeah, I think next quarter, end of next quarter, something is coming from Polymaker that it's impossible for anyone to guess. You can try to guess, but I don't think anyone can guess.
Leave the comments down below, and don't forget also to check out my Polymaker affiliate link down in the description, of course. And I'm sure we're going to have a really good time here. This is great. How long are you here for?
I will be in Germany until the end of Formnext, but I will be in Europe for 1 month. So I'm kind of homeless, right now, right? I just gave back my apartment in Shanghai, and I still haven't got an apartment in the US. So I'm back to my mom. which I love.
Please don't tell me you're living in a giant Polymaker box.
We say we won't say that.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so what's going to happen with the streams over the next couple of weeks then? So, or you know, are you going to be doing it from your mum's house?
I will do it. And the good thing is the internet should be much better. So for the people that are watching the stream, you know how it has been with the internet, right?
Will your mum be making a feature in the...
I doubt so. Let's see.
All right. I look forward to seeing what's going on.
I should say, you're talking about, you know, the filament are everywhere or something like this. What I should say is, I think it's mainly because, you know, we've been supporting a lot of creators, right?
Yep.
And I think the fact that these creators have inspired so many people, that's why I think, you know, there's more and more people that are using Polymaker because you guys are inspiring so many people.
Thanks, dude.
And that's what we're supporting.
Well, it's quality. It's a quality item, and you know, you can't really go wrong. It is what it is. It does what it says on the box, I suppose. But we do have a Matt Denton rocket ship here. What is that all about? Do you think he's going to let me have a go on it?
I'm not sure because because of the ceiling, but yeah, I think so. But
it'd be one of those things I think I would be crazy enough to try. But you know, whatever.
Yeah, I think you should. Actually, I've purposely didn't ask him any question about it because I want to present it on stream tonight.
Oh dear. Okay.
So I want to learn about it on stream. So that's why I don't know too much. I know it's pretty crazy awesome, but you will have to ask him for details.
That's amazing. Well, thanks very much. Polymaker.com is where it's at. Nick, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Great to see you. Take care. Nick there from Polymaker, Polymaker.com. Let's have a look at what Matt Denton's been making with Polymaker filament. We're back at the Polymaker booth. Mr. Matt Denton here.
Hello.
Is here with his rocket pack. Is this what it's called? What are we calling this?
Let's call it a jetpack or a heavy lift platform aerial mobility system.
It looks dangerous, which is right up my street. Tell me all about it.
So effectively this is our prototype for a system that I've developed which has got it's actually a physics version running over here, a full physics simulation of this jetpack. So this hasn't actually flown yet, but this is the real version of that.
Got it.
And it's a vectored turbine drone. So these turbines are gas turbines. Right. They run on aviation fuel. Each one's 120 decibels. Each one will consume 1 litre of jet fuel every minute when it's running full tilt. And the exhaust gases are about 500 degrees. So these are pretty hardcore things. The problem with gas turbines is they don't spin up very fast. So unlike a traditional drone where you can stabilize by changing propeller speed, you can't do it on this. So we use vectored thrust. So we're actually moving the whole engine around to deflate, to get rid of thrust and gain thrust. And that's how we stabilize. On top of that, we also add a bit of thrust control, but it's mostly through vectoring.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So where does the fuel go?
There's a fuel bladder in the back here. That's a 20-litre bladder here. So it basically sits on your back. So this is Polymaker's PA12CF shell.
Lovely.
Covering up the fuel bladder.
Yep.
So yeah, it's.
So how long will this run for? I mean, I know you're the tech guy, as we know through Star Wars, BB-8 and all that kind of stuff. So how long will it, you know, is it practical to run, was it like 5 litres?
Depends what you're doing. I mean, so you can see on the simulation, there's 15 litres of fuel when I take off, and it gives you about 4 to 4.5 minutes of flight. Now you think 4.5 minutes of flight isn't much, but you can go a long way in 4.5 minutes, and you can get a lot of altitude in 4.5 minutes. So it's all about what you're going to do with it. So for example, there's a possible use case is ship to shore, the last mile.
Right, yeah.
You take off on a ship, you can do a mile to shore for like military use, or search and rescue, going up the side of a mountain. It's quite hard work climbing.
Yep.
You just hug the terrain. You never go above 2 or 3 meters.
Got it.
You're going to get up there fast.
I was thinking Tesco's. That sort of sprung to
you
mind.
You can go to Tesco's.
Let's just pop down to Tesco's on the jet fuel. Mind yourself, guys.
There'll be a lot of people deaf at the end of it, and you'll probably scorch the tarmac.
Plastic bags are gone.
Yeah.
So what's the end game? Are you going to fly this?
Yeah. At some point, when it's safe enough.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll see what happens from there. To be honest, there's a lot of interest in it because effectively it's a drone, a jet-powered drone with a 100-kilo payload.
Yep.
There's a lot more interest that this all folds up, and then you've got a drone-shaped package, and then you've got 100 kilos of whatever underneath.
Right. Okay.
Not possibly person, just something, you know. So heavy lift operations, that kind of thing.
Will we be seeing any kind of dummies being flown? I've seen those in the past.
Yeah,
you've flown a brand or a type of this already, right?
I have flown the Gravity Systems one. Yeah. The problem is with using a dummy. We actually have one. but there's not much you can do. You can strap it in, but of course when you come to land, the legs are just floppy and it just falls over. So it's a bit pointless. You could use it on a tether, of course, for the weight, but that's about it. It's probably easier, as long as it's tethered, to use a human operator to test it. Yeah.
Well, I would put myself forward, but I'm not that crazy. Matt, as always, thank you so much.
Cheers.
And we'll see you at Smurf.
Indeed.
Thank
See
you.
there.
Cheers. Just on the whole sponsorship thing, I want to thank PCBWay.com for sponsoring this video today. Back once again, PCBWay have been kind enough to sponsor this video. If you're wondering what the hype is about around this company, then many of you are missing out on the premier PCB manufacturing. From basic to advanced processes, plus CNC machining, 3D printing, and injection molding, check them out at PCBWay.com today to satisfy your maker needs. Matt Denton there, make sure you check out his links below in the description. Now, one of the big pulls this year that I definitely wanted to see was from Elegoo, and it was the first time that Elegoo had actually been at Formnext in Germany. And the Orange Storm GIGA, which is this huge 800 by 800 by 1000 millimeter 3D printer that they literally just launched days before on Kickstarter, was at the event. We speak to Kevin now, and we find out a little bit more about this huge printer. Here we go. What's going on, guys? I'm back with Elegoo. We've got the VP, Kevin, who's going to talk us through some of their printers that they've got coming out over the next weeks and months. Now, I've just got the Neptune 3 Max delivered to my house for review, so thank you very much for sending me that.
That's okay.
I've had Elegoo products for quite some time now. They go kind of hand in hand, and the big format is really one of my passions, and especially as we explained earlier, in regards to things like droid building and robotic building.
Okay.
So one of the big questions that my subscribers and people generally have been asking me about is this big guy here.
Yeah.
Now, what's in the name?
Yeah, the name is Orange Storm GIGA. So the reason why we call it the Orange Storm is, first of all, you can look at the printer. It's decorated with the orange colors.
Yep.
So it's a brand new series. And in terms of Storm, we're kind of hope that this printer can bring the industry, like revolutionize the whole industry by offering our customers a big build volume printers at a very affordable price.
Sure, got it. So who's your target audience aimed at? Is it a consumer market? Is it an industrial application? Or is it both?
Well, I would say it's more close to the commercial marketplace. Customers who are buying these printers to build up the cosplay suits or the filming prompts, or even like life-size models who require a very big build volumes.
So do you think a lot of people are going to have these in their homes, or is it going to be a office, or is it, because once it's in your house, it won't fit through a doorway, for example, so you can't get it out easily.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have read some of the comments, some customers mentioning that it's taking up a lot of their space, so they have this kind of concern. So that's why I think this machine is more suitable for our commercial customers who are using this printer to build out the commercial parts in their office.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I mean, it's exceptional. The build volume on this, by the way, is 800 by 800 by 1000, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's an incredible size.
Yeah.
What went on in the R&D department where you thought, well, we do these printers, now we're going to do something much, much larger? How did that come about?
Well, the market is ever changing. The customers always ask for the big build volume. Yep. That's why we have Neptune 4, 4 Plus, and 4 Max. Sure. So we want to give the printers to different customers. Yep. So we do have lots of customers asking for, I can't remember the exact date, but we do have some emails from customers who are asking whether we will offering much larger build volume printers, so that's why we.
So you went the extra mile with this one. I mean, it's colossal. So in regards to the way that the build volume works here, it looks to me like we've got 4 build plates on here.
Yes.
Why did you decide to do 4 build plates?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I got asked yesterday a lot. The reason why we use 4 different PI plates is we want to make sure that in the future, when the customers they need to replace the PI plates, it be much easier for them to maintain the printer. Okay. So that's the main consideration when we design the build plates.
Okay. So in regards to printing, if I can pick this one up for a second.
Yeah, sure.
So this was printed in the middle. One of the questions has been about what about this line? And to be honest, it doesn't look too bad actually. That's from that perspective. Okay. Have you? We talked briefly. Let me put this back down. We talked briefly about the hot end. You're running a 0.6 nozzle on this one.
Well, it's actually 0.6.
Yeah, 0.6 nozzle on this one. How does it work with the 4 different heads?
The way it works with 4 different printing heads is that you can add the 4 the same printing heads on the same belt, and you can print the 4 models which are the same, but you can use different colors, which can definitely increase your printing efficiency.
Got it.
When you are having like a large printing a job, you can use this printer to you can print faster with 4 heads, which can definitely maximize your outputs.
That sounds good. So in regards to the design here, everybody seems to be going after kind of like a CoreXY design at the moment. Now this isn't that. This is kind of like it looks like a H-bot. What is it? What type of design is this?
Well, it's as you mentioned, it's H-bot structure, but we didn't go with HY. And the reason we use H-bot is when you use CoreXY, it has some disadvantage, especially when it comes to the big build volume. So I didn't have too much information for the details on the structure, but according to our engineering department, they say that using HBOS structure will be providing more stable performance in the long run, especially with such a big build volume. So they prefer use HBOS.
It surprised me that the price came in at such a reasonable rate, certainly on the Kickstarter. What was the reason that you went for a Kickstarter for this particular printer?
Well, this printer actually takes a lot of time to produce, especially lots of the parts we have to customize parts from our suppliers. So we have to wait for quite a long time for us to build the printers. And another reason is that we know that Kickstarter is a perfect place for makers, especially lots of the DIY makers, they like Kickstarter, and it's a perfect place for us to market the product to them. They can get their a very easy access to this printer. And especially we would like to offer them a very discounted price for this new machine.
Amazing. I mean, the price is staggering. And we just talked about, it's sold out on Kickstarter, and you've just introduced some more units?
Yeah, we just added another 500 units.
Right,
because this printer stood out so fast in less than 4 days.
It's incredible. And, it came out of nowhere as well. I don't think anyone was really expecting to see a machine of this size. Do you think that other companies are perhaps going to take a note of this and say, well, actually, maybe the big formats is a thing that perhaps most other companies haven't really looked at on a consumer level, but obviously on an industrial level that's already out there, but a reasonably priced printer that essentially, I'm guessing this comes as a flat pack, you build it yourself, right? Yes. How are you shipping this? Does it come on a pallet? How does it?
It's a big pallet. We didn't have the pack here because it's too big, so we stored it in a different room.
Right,
so,
okay.
Yeah, it definitely comes with a big wood box. It's very large. I can show you the picture later.
That'd be amazing, yeah, thank you for that. And of course, you've got parts here, so this is obviously bolted together, but I'm guessing the build plate is in one big shot, right?
The build plate is in one piece.
Yeah.
And then you have some 3 gantry structures. Yeah. And you just need to assemble this printer. I would say to assemble this printer may need at least 2 or 3 people to assemble this printer. So that's why it's targeted for the commercial customers.
Got it. So, but if you are having it at home, you're going to have some friends around for a build. I mean, it's staggering. I'm so pleased that you came out to Formnext. How's your Formnext been? How have you found the reception in Germany?
Well, it's quite. Actually, it's the very first time for us to go to other countries to attend exhibition. Yep. And we have 14 people here. So we're hoping that in the next few days we can meet more customers from Europe and to learn about how they feel about our products, and learn more the feedbacks on the product's performance, and then we can carry all the feedbacks to our engineering department, to our CEO. And let them know how our customers feel about the products.
That's excellent. Well, look, you guys have sent me the Neptune 4 Max. I've also got the 3. We've gone on a bit of a transition with Elegoo over the years, which is a great story. And now to finally see this is absolutely incredible. So, what can I expect from the Neptune 4 Max? What features are on that are kind of unique to the market?
Yeah, the Neptune Formnext definitely has a relatively large build volume. It has a 420 multiplied 480. The build volume is such a big printer, and also it features a clipper firmware with a maximum printing speed of 500 millimeters per second.
Okay, amazing.
But we recommend the customers to use 250, which can be more stable.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's amazing. Hey, listen, congratulations. Thanks for coming out. I really appreciate meeting you as well. So thank you, and I'll catch you again soon. Thank you very much to Elegoo for spending a little bit of time there with me. Again, the Kickstarter is still open at this particular point, but of course numbers are limited. If you do, of course, have the space to store one of those and actually print with it, well, fantastic. You may or may not see it on the channel here, but we'll have to just wait and see. But thanks very much, guys. The other thing I did miss out on that interview is that the printer is also running Clipper. So if that's your bag, well, the Kickstarter is still open. Up next, though, we're going to meet Ray from Phrozen. They're very well known in the resin printing market, and, well, they've just brought out a CoreXY FDM printer with 4-color printing. Let's get straight on into this one. What's going on, guys? I'm back at Formnext in Germany with Ray, the CEO from Phrozen, and we've got something new. Can you tell us a little bit about this new machine?
This is our new FDM printer, multicolor fast printing printer, called, its name is ARCO. Yeah.
ARCO, awesome, awesome. So what's the jump here from resin, which you're very, very well known for, into the FDM market?
Yeah, you know, for resin, people always say that resin is compete with the FDM, but actually it's no. A lot of we start from resin, and a lot of our users asking, oh, do you do FDM? I want to get bigger parts. I want to bigger multi-slot options for the materials like nylon, glass fiber film, which resins cannot do, cannot make it. So we are thinking about, oh, maybe we should take another technology to fulfill our customers' need.
Sure.
So for example, like so an FDM is actually quite a very good option. And all of you know that last year we experienced a huge leap on FDM, right? We got a faster printing, multi-color printing. So we are thinking about this. And then we invest a lot of software engineering and hardware engineering to investigate into this part. And then finally we got ARCO.
Yeah, so I mean, this is different because unlike what we've seen in other generations of CoreXY FDMs, this is different because ultimately it's the gantry that moves rather than the bed.
Yeah, it's a kind of a moving CoreXY. It's a nozzle approach your bed. Yeah, we put an oral system underneath, so it makes the overall printer actually the center of the gravity become lower, like a racing car.
Gotcha.
The lower the core of the center of the gravity, the stability will be increased. The more the stability will be increased, so that we can print it at a higher speed with the certain stability.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So what makes this so very different from other printers that are in the market right now?
Yeah. First of all, we are larger. We got a larger build plate, 30 centimeters in square, and also we got a very strong mechanical design, like what we just mentioned for the system and moving CoreXY, and also we got very strong aluminum extrusion structures on it, so make an overall printing stability got a very good stability, and the printing speed can print up to 600 millimeter per second. Not an advertisement; it's a real speed.
Right. Okay. Right.
And also for the acceleration rate, we got a 30,000, which is 30% higher than competitors.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of things here. We're looking at multi-material.
Yeah.
4 potential colors.
Yeah, that's the last advantage. We got a multicolor. Yeah, you know, people always talking about high speed, but without the multicolor because they are using the open slicer. But for us, we develop our own slicer. So let's make us can print the multicolor together. Yeah.
Got it. So one other thing I noticed about this, these motors on the Z, are they all independent?
Yeah, you mean the color kit?
No, as in the Z motors here. As I noticed with the gantry, this isn't just on one belt. These are all individual.
Yeah,
is that
all
right?
Individual. Yeah.
So when it levels, ultimately it's going to level its own gantry.
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. And of course, because this is flat, you're going to get, by nature of the beast, you're going to get a better adhesion, I guess, to your build volume.
Yeah, and also we do the paper-free auto calibration. It's all automatic. You don't need to have to put the paper and make an adjustment.
Thank God.
Yeah.
It's exciting times. I mean, fantastic work on what you're doing inside the resin space. And as you know, I've got one of your machines literally just turned up a couple of days ago, which we're going to be doing some resin printing with the Onyx brand that you've got as well, which I'm really, really excited about. This is incredible. So this is a prototype right now.
Yeah, this is our first prototype, and we ship it to Formnext.
Got it. So when can we expect to buy one of these, and what do you estimate the price is going to be at, if you can tell me that?
Okay. So for the more information, it will be released in December, and I think we will have a Kickstarter campaign in December, and that is our first step to the FDM, right? So we need to make a big announcement. Yeah. And then for the price, what I can tell is around a rough.
Awkward time to stop that video. I know what you're thinking, but basically what happened after we did the interview, which again was great, they sent me an email and said, would I mind just removing the price, because as they're doing a Kickstarter campaign to launch this printer, again, the first FDM that Phrozen have put out, they wanted to make sure that the price was definitely right and competitive, etc, etc. But the price that they gave, I kind of felt like it was the right kind of price. So we're going to see what happens with that. Best of luck to those guys, and hopefully we shall see what happens with that Kickstarter campaign. Let's speak to Sonat from RatRig. Sonat from RatRig.
Hi, Sam.
Finally we meet.
Very nice to meet you in person.
Brilliant to see you at such an amazing event as Formnext.
It has been great.
This is your first event, right?
Yeah, the very first time we came to a fair. We've always been a bit of an introverted company, working mostly online. But we want to put ourselves out there and come out of our shell and meet people in the industry, and it has been a great experience until now, meeting loads of people that we've communicated over email, but now we're seeing them in person. It's been really great.
It's amazing. So obviously our story goes back probably near on 2 years, maybe a little bit more now.
Yeah.
Because how long have you been trading for as doing V-calls now? How long have you been doing that for?
The product was announced in late 2019,
right,
and it was released in 2020. So almost 3 years now.
3 years, yeah. So my story, as you know, is I come from a robot building background, and one of the big things that we had at the time was, print volume for doing things like 465mm domes on a big size printer. Now, up until that point, we just had Creality S5s, which again are bed slingers. There's lots of issues with working with that. So what I was looking for at the time is, well, a CoreXY printer, and really all I could find at the time was Vorons. So then I came across your company, of course, and then we started talking, and then I got the 500 and a 400, and I got the V-Minion as well. What does it take? And I've seen this from a Chinese perspective, that it's very rapid. Things come very, very quickly. You guys have seemed to really kind of swooped up. What does it take to get to that point, and how have you done that as a story?
I think a big part of that has been vertical integration, meaning we do everything in-house, from the sourcing of components to the production of kits to the shipping, distribution. So we sell directly on our website, directly to the final customer. We don't have intermediaries, we don't work with the resellers or distributors. And then we provide technical support directly to our customers. So this kind of closes the feedback loop and ensures that we're receiving feedback and being able to rapidly iterate the product and make it better. So a big part of what contributed to this rapid cycles of development was having an online community, and the fact that the product is mostly open source. So people are drawn to it because they can mod it, they can upgrade it, they can customize it, they can make it, their own. And because we have a large community where people keep doing all of these alterations to the product, they end up being part of our development community.
Sure.
And we pick up some of these members of our community to be beta testers, developers, advisors, consultants, and it ends up being, we are a very small company that is able to leverage resources from a very large community of people that have a lot of expertise in 3D printing and have specific use cases, and they need something specific for them. So I think basically the summary of what I just said is that because we're so tightly in contact with our user base and our customer, and we really listen to feedback and rapidly intervene when there's something that needs to be corrected or improved, it really helped us to develop the product at a very fast pace.
Got it. Has it been a surprise? Because your background, of course, is videography and film and TV and photography, of course. Has it been a surprise to you where you've got to now? If you look back kind of 3-4 years ago when you were maybe doing slightly different products, has it sort of taken you by surprise? All of a sudden you're this 3D printing company.
Completely. It's a completely crazy story to think about the fact that this company used to be a videography company that focused on camera sliders and products for videographers. And the components were being bought for other purposes.
Sure.
We realized there was a user base using our components to upgrade existing 3D printers. And these same customers were buying the same things.
Yeah.
And we thought, okay, so this customer is buying this set of components. Next day, another customer is buying the same set of components. We need to create a kit for this. And we started offering kits to upgrade existing 3D printers and stuff like that. And over time, the user base kept asking us for more and more 3D printer components. Oh, you guys need to have electronics. You guys need to sell motors. You guys need to sell controllers. You guys need to sell hot ends. After a while, we had a catalog that included almost every component for a 3D printer, and we started thinking, okay, we need to start developing a 3D printer itself. So we launched the first version of the vCore at the time. We rapidly put it out there in a community with an approach basically, okay, this is what we came up with. It's an open platform. Please feel free to mod it, upgrade it, show us what you can do with it. So we started by involving the community from the very beginning. And it really, really worked because the community loved the fact that it was so open and so customizable. And they kept upgrading and modifying the product. And we kept integrating these changes into the product itself. And over the years, we kept evolving, always following this customer pool that kind of showed us the direction we should take with the product. And eventually, we came to this. It was basically, first we were throwing darts a bit off target, but over time with customer feedback, we got closer and closer to the target, and this is bullseye, apparently, because I mean, this product really blew up.
So how big's your team now? Where did you start? It was 2 or 3 people, right?
Right, so in early 2020, we were about 5 people, and maybe 1 year later, less than 1 year later, we were about 14, and 18 months later, we were about 25, and the team size has stabilized in around 25 to 30 people, which is where we're at right now. That was really a very stressful time because we grew up too fast, and all of a sudden we had a lot of new people inside the company. We had someone, we had people teaching other people, and this person has been there for a week, and this is the new guy, and the guy who has been there for a week is teaching the guy who has been there for a day, you know. It was a stressful period to adapt, to scale and all of that, but it really allowed us to have now a lot more resources to put into development.
Brilliant.
And we are really, really investing a lot in development. So we're basically putting all this growth back into the product, and we have some really, really exciting things in the pipeline, and you will hear about it soon.
That's amazing. Listen, dude, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Sam.
Great to meet you as well.
Thank you. It was really great to see you.
Take care. Sonat from RatRig there, an absolute living legend, and you may see some stuff coming up with them in the very near future, so watch this space. I've got 2 more interviews coming up. I've got Rob from Vision Minor, and I've got Rex from TwoTrees, and I'm going to summarise some stuff right at the end of the video. So let's get into the interview with TwoTrees. What's going on, guys? I'm with Rex from TwoTrees, and we've got a new printer from TwoTrees here, the SK1. Tell me a little bit about it.
Okay, hi, I'm Rex from TwoTrees, and SK1, as you see right here, is our latest 3D printers, which we are going to release in the end of 2023. And as you can see right here, we get the CoreXY structure of the SK1, and the printing speed can lead to 700 millimeters per second, but it's a special number in it. So
So the 700 is lab conditions, is what we're talking about.
So normally we suggest our clients to use at around 350 to 400 millimeters per second. And if you look inside right here, we get 2 special unique techniques we use in the SK1. For the first one is the 3 independent step models, which can lead to the bed leveling automatically. And the second part, we use the 5 linear motion guide, which can let the SK1 be more precision when you are doing the high-speed printing. As you can see here, But for us, we are not going to push all the functions into the SK1. So we plan to develop our enclosure as well as our AI camera, as well as our air filters, air fillers to be an extra kit.
Oh, right.
So I will give back the choice to our clients.
Yeah, on what
if they
want.
have the needs of that kind of requirements, they can choose by themselves. So I will offer, TwoTrees will offer the basic version of the SK1 to our clients. Yep.
So this is a fully enclosed. So,
yes,
so when
this
you're
is enclosed.
so you're giving your customers the opportunity to kind of customize what they want.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Because this design, this decision can lead to the SK1 in a reasonable price, which can lead our customer have a good choice. Because as I mentioned that we are going to release the SK1 at the end of this month.
Yep.
With the price at $499. With the price at $499. So if the people are going to choose the enclosure and AI camera or the air filler, it might be released after the SK1. It might be at the end of this year.
Gotcha.
Yep. So that's the SK1. I'm going to introduce face with your followers.
Yes, no, absolutely, absolutely. So just a couple of questions on it. Obviously, it's super quick. We can see that it's running really quickly now. We're running Clipper.
Yes,
I'm assuming?
Yes, we have the open source Clipper.
Great.
Yep.
So you open source that. That's brilliant. And what are you expecting the core market's going to be for this? Do you think it's going to be an industrial thing, or do you think it's going to be very much consumer focused?
Actually, TwoTrees always focus on the consumer side.
Yeah.
So as you see right here, we have developed our first 3D printer in 2020 as the i3 structure, and then we come up with the CoreXY structure. But from 2020 and 2023, we have released over 5 models of 3D printers, but all the models are focused on the consumer side. So we always release and always give the reasonable price to our clients, and so that's our target.
That's it. That's
into
your
the
target.
market. Yes.
So not just 3D printing, but I'm also seeing you're doing some CNC mills as well. The TTC 450 Pro. So you've got so there's 2 types here. There's your version 1 and a version 2.
Yes. As I mentioned, TwoTrees always focus on the consumer side, and we find that the 3D printers, laser engraver, as well as the CNC machines have the similar users. They are always focused on generate something creative. So that's why we enter the CNC industries right there. And in the early of 2023, we have released our V1 version of the TTC 450. But after we do some research and get a lot of feedback from our customer, and then we generate the next version right here is the TTC 450 Pro V2.
Yep.
So what's the difference between the V1 and V2? We have upgraded our trimmer, our spindle from 80 watts to 500 watts as a standard version.
Yep.
And the second one is the linear motion guide, as I still mentioned on the 3D printers, right? We use 8 linear motion guide in the new version of the CNC, and it will be lead to the high precision when you are milling or cutting the materials. Actually, the CNC, the new version, can milling and cutting not only the aluminum, but also the stainless, the acrylic, the wood, and almost all kinds of the plastic. So it might be your best choice for your desktop and the consumer side.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yep.
So when is this one available? Is it available now?
Not yet. The TTC 450 Pro V2 is going to release in the next year, but it might come up after the April.
Fantastic. And how have you found Formnext in Germany?
Actually, it's our first time to attend the event.
I get it. Yeah.
To attend the Formnext, I think the Formnext is a good offered a good opportunity for us to meet with our clients, to meet with some of our the partners, and it gives us a good opportunity to build up the relationship with each other, and people can know more about TwoTrees, can know more about our product line. So that's why we are going to attend the Formnext, and thanks for Formnext organizers to give us the opportunity to show around our latest machine.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate
thanks so
your time.
much.
Thank
too.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you to Rex and thank you to TwoTrees. In fact, I was supposed to go and pop in to see them when I was last in Shenzhen, but hopefully on my next trip I might be able to go there and also film with them again. Now the next one is going to be Rob from Vision Miner. Get ready for some high energy from Rob. Here we go. What's going on, guys? This is Rob from Vision Miner. We've just met. Rob, how's it going?
Fantastic, how are you?
Really good to see you.
Good, yeah.
We're talking about high temperature 3D printing. Tell us everything you know about this printer.
Man, all right, so this is the 22 IDEX V2. It is a high temperature production machine designed for aerospace, medical, oil, gas, energy companies, small businesses. It's more affordable than a lot of the other things in the market because we built it in such a way to do so. We're here at the Slice and Bondtech booth because we use their extruders and their hot ends. So we've got 500 Celsius on the nozzle, 200 Celsius on the bed, and 90 Celsius in the chamber. It can go higher, but it's rated to that. It's open source based on the Duet platform, and we've been printing high temp for almost 7 years now. We resell many different machines, and when we found this unit from Adwise out in Ukraine, we got a unit, but we noticed that it was not built to the specification that you need to actually print high temp consistently over years for production. So we said, hey, let's partner up, let's take this machine to the level that it needs to be and use our experience and your engineering amazingness, like really smart guys. It's incredible. And so we partnered up 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago in 2021, and started producing this. And now we're on V2, and
this lid is pretty, it reminds me of like a toolbox.
It's pretty good.
This is how kind of insane that
heavy
is.
duty.
It really is heavy duty. It's a bit like, you know, if you had a set of tools, literally, I could open this up. Where's my wrench? Or spanner, as we call it in the UK.
It's built out of steel.
That's incredible. So what are the advantages over other high-temp machines? What makes this unique in the market?
So the main thing is the bed, the triple motor bed. That allows you to mechanically self-level while the doors are all closed and you keep the heat in. One of the biggest things that I used to have, I probably still have scars from burning myself after heat soaking a machine for a half hour, raising it to temperature, and then reaching in and having to level the bed because all the metal expands and contracts and goes in different thermal expansion, and so you have to level it when it's hot. But if you're reaching in there burning yourself with hot knobs, like my favorite feature is the bed because I don't have to level it anymore.
And don't burn yourself with hot knobs. That is the key in this example. So we've got an IDEX machine.
Correct.
Again, very unique really, I'd say, inside of this market. What is the price on something like this? Dare I ask?
Yes. So right now, currently, at the time of filming, it is $14,900. Yes.
So you're not going to be selling many of these to the home user, or are you?
Well, we get a lot of retirees that want the best of the best, and so they get it. But at half the price of the average competing machine on the market, less than half the price, we're getting a lot of people going for it. Even people that just want to do CF nylon and polycarbonate, because of the heated chamber and the capabilities, they're like, well, I want to be able to do Ultim. I want to be able to do Peak, but I'm going to do mostly nylon, and those guys get it. Small businesses, you know.
It makes complete sense. I mean, what an investment. So what do we got on here? We got Bondtech, we got Slice Engineering.
LGX Pros, first machine with the LGX Pros on it. Slice copper heads with our hardened steel nozzles on there. And terminal blocks. You'll notice the machine's based on Duet, so it's open source. One of our biggest gripes about the other machines on the market is that it's engineered here, created here, it's proprietary, it's $500 for a hot end. For a nozzle, for a replacement. The firmware is locked down. If you want to make change something, customize it, you can't. You know? So, well, we decided to give the customers what we wanted, and so we built it on the best technologies available that are open source.
Makes sense.
So Slice, Bondtech, Duet, you name it, it's, you know, and that way also for the production environment. You know, we're selling these to aerospace companies, medical companies, and if their machine goes down on a weekend, they're losing money every minute it's down. So if you can't get a hold of us, or we're not there, or we're overseas, or whatever, you need to be able to go anywhere and buy the parts you need. So you don't have to rely on us. We'll have the parts for you. Of course. But if you need to run down to the Micro Center or you know, head on over to Amazon, you can do it. Now this is actually one of the secret sauces to everything we do.
I'm really glad that I dropped that on the floor because I just wanted, it was a good indication to talk about it right in that second.
Yes,
okay.
yes. So this is nanopolymer adhesive, and it's the world's first high temperature bed adhesive. We developed it back in 2018 because, there goes the other one, we were having so much trouble because PEEK and Ultim, the warping of PEEK is 20,000 pounds per square inch.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow.
So you really need, honestly, you need a molecular level bond.
Right.
So we hired one of the best adhesive scientists on the planet, and we were like, hey, we need this to stick to this at these temperatures. So he's like, okay, I can do that, you know. And a couple weeks later, we had a formula. Over the 9 months, we kept just refining the formula, and then Patrick, the founder and my business partner, was like, hey, throw it on the Ultimaker. And I'm like, why? This is for PEEK and Ultim. And he's like, just do it, just try it. And I printed 45 subsequent prints of the same print. I was making light shrouds for the office.
Right.
PETG, 45 prints in a row on an Ultimaker on a glass plate, and it just kept sticking.
Right.
And then I had to wipe it off because it stuck too well with the TPU. And at that point, we knew we had something good, and we started testing every material, and it works on literally just about everything except for polypropylene. And I used to tell people it doesn't work for POM, Delrin, acetal, but this guy came up to me today at the show and was like, hey, I used your nano, I put it on really thick, and I printed this Delrin Benchy. And I'm like, you, sir, have talent. I was not able to print up Delrin Benchy. This is awesome. So apparently it does work with POM now.
Wow.
But it's just super, you know, little goes a long way.
Yeah.
So for every print on the market, it works on Wham Bam, it works on textured PEI, regular PEI, some grades of aluminum, bare spring steel, it'll work on carbon fiber, Garolite, you name it, FR4. It's so weird because we didn't intend it for that. It just sort of like, it blows me away. Still, to this day, I'm like, I can't believe it works as well as it does.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Rob, you're incredibly passionate about this project.
Thank you.
And where can people find your printer and you?
So visionminer.com or on YouTube, we are at @visionminer or /visionminer. We got a YouTube channel, we've got Instagram, Facebook, you name it, we're all over social media. And yeah.
Links will be in the description. Rob, thank you so much.
Absolutely,
Really
thank you.
appreciate your time. Thank you.
Dude.
Rob from Vision Miner there, my last interviewee of the day. He did give me some of his nanopolymer as well, and I say he did give it to me, I didn't just steal it, and I did manage to get it back on the plane, which was nice. Now then, Formnext, let's talk a little bit more about that. Formnext, on my third year attending, had a real buzz about it. With hundreds of companies showing off their best efforts with innovation and applicable technology, for me, well, flying in on the Tuesday morning and leaving late Wednesday was really not enough time, despite this video approaching almost an hour. I caught up with many influencers and companies at the event, and most of my filming on the interview side was on the morning after quite a wild night, courtesy of Prussia. Thanks, Joe. There was so much to see, but sadly due to time, I could only bring you a piece of it. Prusa, incidentally, has launched 2 new printers, one being a Delta, the other is a resin printer. Their booth was slammed on both of the days that I attended, so getting a look in was really much of a challenge. Anchormake, which is a brand that I have recently reviewed on, had their up-and-coming 6-colour changer, working certainly at least one of the reseller booths. I managed to snap a couple of bits of video while a member of staff was working on one of them. The 6-nozzle hot end certainly does look interesting. I also managed to have a little look at the back of the V6 as the cover was off, and, well, we can see exactly what's inside. Oops. Meanwhile, over at the Creality booth, we got to take a first look at the new Falcon 2 Pro, which is their very much needed enclosed 40-watt diode laser. They had it cutting at the event, and the demo was very smooth indeed. The other machine that really did pique my interest is one that we did see in my time in Shenzhen. Then we talked more about at the Creality event over in Munich, before then it going dark for a few weeks, strangely, until seeing it again here, which of course is the Ender 3 V3. So I think that might just be about it. Once again, thank you to everybody that I met and took part in this video. And of course, a huge thank you to Polymaker that really made this trip work. And of course, Formnext for putting on such an incredible event. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, Formnext is one of those events that you just have to go to at least once. So maybe we'll see you there next year. I'm at Smurf, the Sanjay Mortimer RatRat Festival in Oxford in basically 3 weeks time, so maybe I'll see you there as well. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
You are watching a master at work.